Okay, well, I'm going to show you in this tutorial how we are going to work with some PHP. Well, PHP and MongoDB. For the last couple of years, I've been working a lot with MongoDB and PHP and JavaScript and HTML. And well, I've seen that a lot of companies are not moving to this powerful database. I don't know why. I don't know exactly the reasons why, because I think they are more powerful, and I don't know. Actually, maybe they just don't like it, or the learning curve is really high because maybe you need to learn a lot of new stuff. I don't know. The thing is, so I said, what can I do just for fun and I don't know, to show something that you can do for this great database system. It can be MongoDB, or you have CouchDB, among some others. They are great tools also, and they are very efficient. And well, I think it's the future. That's my opinion on it. In this case, I'm going to try to build a class, a PHP class for a crazy PHP class. What we are going to do here is to send SQL sentences, for instance. Something like this. Select all from myTable, or I don't know, something like this, and run this sentence, run this statement, SQL statement, but they are not going to be executed on SQL Server, Oracle, or MySQL, or anything like that. It's going to be executed in a MongoDB database. That's crazy. So I'm going to make a class, a PHP class, which will translate this to something that you can do with MongoDB. Instead of using MongoDB commands or all the routines you do here, you're going to execute only a SQL sentence. I don't know if this already exists. I don't know. This is just for fun and for showing how my approach to this situation. Okay, in this file, I have two files here, SQL mongodb.php, and I have a test PHP. I'm going to do a test client here, and I'm going to make the class here. I have this console here just to install all the stuff we are going to use. It's not much. It's not too much. Okay, I'm going to do this as fast as I can, so this video is not that long, and I'm not going to do a lot of things. I'm just going to do some insert and some select. So I'm going to select things from the database, and I'm going to insert things from the database, just to see how I do this. And I will also upload this to my GitHub repository. I will leave the description in this video so you can follow along the changes. Sometimes I will come back to this. It's just for fun. Sometimes maybe, I don't know, I will put this in production, and when I think it's stable. What I used to do is to build tools, test them for some time, and then if they are okay, I use it in any project. Maybe it can be mine or third party. I don't know. Everything starts from somewhere. The first thing I'm going to do is to download an already SQL interpreter. I'm not going to do mine. I mean the interpreter. I mean that I'm not going to parse all the parts of SQL sentence. Imagine I have to in this video have to parse this and convert this to something. I can do it obviously, but that's a waste of time. It's not the purpose of this video. Sometimes I will do my own, but there are a lot of this online and they are really good. Well, the first thing I'm going to do, this is a bit slow because I'm recording the screen, is I'm going to assign packages. If you use Composer, you're going to know what packages is. Okay, so on packages we have thousands of tools. We're going to search for holy, this is really slow because I have a computer with a lot of things here and I'm recording the screen, but let's try to speed it up a little bit. Okay. Here in PHP is very common this tool Composer because you can download and let everything installed for your projects. It's real simple. If you don't know Composer, you will learn it in 5 minutes. You will know what Composer is about. What you do here is to search for some packages. I will write PHP SQL parser, which is what I'm looking for, and you will see a lot of things here, right? This is the one I want. Sound in theory, this is the one I tested and I like it. You can choose whatever you want. Okay, what you need is this line to use with Composer. So you grab this line. What you do is to invoke Composer. You have to install Composer. If you don't know how to install Composer, go and read about it. It's really simple. And then you have to enter require and the package name. So we're going to do that. We have our folder here, which is empty. Well, not empty. We have two files here. We have SQL MongoDB.php, which is our class, and test.php, which is our test client. So we're going to paste this. Okay, and Composer is telling me there is no Composer JSON in this current directory. He found a Composer JSON in another directory, so he says, okay, you want to use this for the entire computer, or you want to create your own here. I'm going to create my own here. If you want to use this tool, PHP SQL parser, along with all the rest of the files you have in Composer, choose yes, but I'm going to choose no, so I will have the folder here. If I choose no, Composer will, well, he says don't run Composer if you're root, but well, this is for testing only. So after downloading everything, Composer will create a Composer JSON file or log file and a vendor folder. Inside vendor you have we have all the files, in this case for this thing we did here, and the log file here is to log this version. So the version I'm using here is a log file. It's inside a log file, so I know he knows what I've been using, and if I want to update, it's not going to create any problem with the version. And in this JSON file he stores all the information related to well, versioning and where it's located, where all the classes are located. Well, so let's go to our class here and it's going to be kind of long, but I will try to keep it simple and fast. The first thing we're going to do is to open here the PHP tab for our class, and we're going to require, right, this is what you have to do when you have Composer. You just include this file from Composer, and the vendor is here, and inside vendor you have an autoload. In autoload you have all the path and everything you need to include, all the files you're going to use for this tool, which is the PHP SQL parser, so you don't have to worry about anything. Once we include this, so we say, okay, I have it, now I can use it. So we're going to use PHP SQL. This is the class, right? This is namespace, and this is the class. But we are not going to use this name, so we are going to short this a little bit. PHP SQL parser, right? Well, it's not that short, but it's something easier for me maybe to remember. Then we're going to name our class, right? So everything starts from here in PHP. And then we're going to create, just for future users, constructor and a destructor, right? So everything you do when you first instantiate this class is going to happen here, and when the class is destroying, all the code you write here is going to happen there. Well, the first thing we're going to do is to is going to define our database, you know. What is this? We need to define the database we are going to use. So the first thing we're going to do is to create a method there, and we're going to say every time we want to start using this, we need to first define our database. So what we're going to do here, we're going to create a Mongo client. In this case, all the libraries for MongoDB are included in my PHP version. It should be the same with yours. Check how to install PHP and support MongoDB libraries, right? So the first thing is to have a reference to our Mongo client here. And then what we're going to do is create the DB. This DB is linked to, it comes from our Mongo client, and this Mongo client has a function, right, which is used to select the DB. So here we're telling Mongo, hey, we're going to use this database. That's it for our class. Then once we execute our query, we're going to need our query for, it's like the statement, you know. Well, we will leave that for later. What we are going to need, it's a public function here. You know, when you are in a Oracle environment or something, you can get the results that you execute the sentence. For instance, you execute the sample from myTable, and then the result of this is going to be in this result set we are going to return from here. So we're going to return from this class result set, right? Then we are going to assign this result set. Okay, now we're going to execute. This is the main class. clarifies what this method is for. So we have to do this public because it must be available for everyone. And what we're going to receive as a parameter, obviously the statement. As a default value, we're going to ensure that it's null, but we're not going to work with null as a statement. So if anyone tries to send us a null statement, we're going to reject that. How do we do that? We're going to throw a new exception telling the user empty statement. Okay? So the program will stop there and the user will have an ugly message if you didn't catch that message before. So we are going to assure here user already invoke useDB function, because if we don't have a database selected, we cannot work. You have to run this method first and then they execute. So how do we check that? Okay, it's easy, because if we don't have this variable set, it means we didn't do that first. So it's easy. If you check this is valid. If this is not valid, we're going to throw an error here. This is a message you can enter. Okay, now we need to parse the statement, right? So we're going to create an object named parser, and we are going to instantiate. Where's this come from? This is coming from up here. It's our parser, right? Okay. So in this object, I have all the methods. And the method we are going to use, but we have all the stuff here. And the method we need is parse, and we send this statement, right? This statement we receive as a parameter here. This method will parse the statement and it will return an array, a PHP array with all the stuff you have there. Okay, the array that we have here, it has all the parts. This is just if you want to look a little bit more in the tool, but I'm not going to stop and read the documentation for this, so I'm just going to tell you which part this tool returns. You have select element in this array. This tool will return a select element in this array. This element, it's another array, so we're going to assign here select. But we need to check if it is set, because if you send me insert into table and you field name 1, field name 2, values A and B, right? This is an insert statement. Look, there is no select here, so we need to check if the select is coming in this array result. We're not going to use select here, so I said if it is set, it's set. Okay, so assign this. Don't give me an error. I can do it in some other ways, but this is the way I choose. You can choose whatever you want. Otherwise, it's no. I don't know if you know this, if you recognize this, but we are doing an if sentence in one line. So we're going to do the same with insert, right? And we are going to do the same with the values. Every time you send values for an insert, this tool, yes, this parse, is going to send you the insert from on one array and the values in another array. So we're going to use these 3 arrays. If you want to do more stuff, we're going to create an update and delete, but we're not going to cover this in this tutorial. I don't want it to be that long. So the first thing we're going to do is to handle the insert, which is kind of easier. So this is the tool we're going to use first, right? Okay, here we're going to handle inserts. We use insert array and values. So if insert, we are open to whatever happened here. So we're going to keep some variables for later. Right? So this just is reference. This is the query for we're going to create. This is the query we use with MongoDB, right? When you send a sentence to MongoDB, you have to send it in an array. So this will be our array for MongoDB. I'm going to write here. This is just for reference. What else we need? Okay, we need the table. Okay, this is the table name. We need an array with the columns, and we need an array with the values. And this is an array with the values for insert, right? So we have kind of everything we need. Now we're going to look this insert here and grab all the columns, right? So we can do this, create a for loop, I do this just to, why I do this? Well, because I like to go line by line if I'm doing a tutorial. If you want everyone can understand what you're doing, go line by line, because it's easier. If you put all in one line, all this in one line, everything that you don't separate code. At least it's my opinion. If you don't separate the code, it's going to be harder to read this code, so I want to keep it simple. Okay, table name is going to be here because one of the values you have here in this insert for insert is a table name. So we are already getting our first value, which is the table here. So we have 2 things here: the column, which is insert, and the table. Now we need to get the columns, the values for the insert, and then the query for MongoDB. That will be the last thing we're going to do. we can get from here the columns, right? For our insert, we're going to get this one. So we get that, okay. It's easy because it is here, right? It's here. If you don't want to mess it, you want to make any mistakes and show as less possible errors, you can check if this exists. If this exists, we are going to make an assignment. But if it doesn't exist, we're just going to leave a blank space for reference. Okay, so here we can add a comment, get the table name and the columns for the insert. And column, the field names for the insert. Here we're going to get the values for the insert. So what we're going to do here, remember this is an insert, I think I did it here, okay. Remember we're doing this. We're doing this. We have the table into artists. Let's say we're going to insert some artist, and this is artist ID and artist name, right? This is going to be 001, and it's going to be Michael Jackson, right? So we already have this, which is the table name. We have the columns. Columns is artist ID and artist name, right? And now we're going to get the values from here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go and do this, and we're going to copy this block, but not with the insert, but with the values. Right? So, and the array is this one. Right? And all the information you have from your fields, these fields here, all that you find here between these two semicolons, it's inside data. Okay? We're not getting the table. We're just getting the values. Okay, now once we have that, now we can build the query for MongoDB. Okay, we're going to use this one because we're going to enumerate all this. We're going to enumerate this, right? We can check if this is completed. You know, you can avoid this. You can do this in SQL Server, or you can do just like this, right? Send the values. So columns cannot be present here. But for this tutorial, we're going to force users to send this, right? So we're going to validate that right now. How do we validate that? That's easy because this is not present, right? If remember, we are assigning an empty field if it is not set. So we can say our columns is equal to empty, or the size of our columns is 0. We're not going to allow that. We are going to throw a new exception telling the user's version 1.0 of this library needs column names for insert, right? And it would end there. we can do that. We can do the same. This is not here. This is going to be here, and this is validate input. We can do the same with the array of value. If the user is doing something wrong with the values and it's not sending here, we're going to stop the user right there and don't let him go further. And here missing column values for insert. This is something you have to do even if you're working with SQL server, SQL statements. Now we can build the jQuery for MongoDB. So we're going to use the columns here. We're going to use this. You need as much as columns you have here as values you have here for this tutorial in particular. We're going to command here this to the column, because otherwise this is going to give us an error. So we're going to create a for loop for this. So for, let's call it C. The size of is so now we have the columns here, right? And which is the first column? The C one, right? So we hold here the information of the column. Well, they have the value inside a base expression, this variable. The name of the column, this tool in particular, right? This tool, right? So we're using holds the name of the column in this variable. So value. So we have information of the column, but we need the value now. Where are we going to take this? If everything goes well, we can do another validation here. If size of array values is different from the size of array columns, right, that will be an error. The number of column names is different from column values, right? So they need to be the same size, because if we grab the first artist ID, we need an ID. So this is the 0, and this is the 0 position. This is the position 1, and this is going to be the position 1. If users are sending this, it's going to give us an error when we want to retrieve the value for this field. So we have to validate that the same size is not equal, but values, they have to be, let's see, columns cannot be, they must be no, the same size. Let's just play with the same size. The values must be the same as the columns. Okay. So we're going to get the values here. So we use the array of values here. Which position? The position C, which is the same position from the array column, right? And inside there, we're going to use base expression. So here is the name of the value. You know, this is what I don't like to do. Put everything in one single line. usually I put this in a line and then I do this call in another line. So we're going to remove all special characters this value may have. For instance, we don't work with this one, so we're going to remove this. In MongoDB are not necessary. Okay, this is not necessary. We can work with numbers and strings. I mean, if you have this, it's a string, and then you define here if you insert in the string or not. Yeah, you do that because for MongoDB, if we don't have strings, it's a number. If you have strings, if you have this, it's a string. We're not doing this here. We're just assuming everything is a string. But we're going to make it more complex on time, but for now we're going to keep it simple. So I want to remove all the stuff from there. So how do we do that? Okay, we just use here replace the good old expression replacement. So what do we do here? We replace this with nothing here. From where? From value. So we assure that value will not contain any single quote, right? And now we're going to use this query array and populate. It's the only one we have left. We already have all this. Now we have to populate this. So we're using it here. Query. Okay. This is going to be, for instance, artist ID equal to 001. We need to get this, right? Which is artist ID 001. Then artist name, Michael Jackson. But we cannot hard code this here, so we have to use the base expression. We need to get this base expression, or we can use column name. We have to get it from here, which is column and its base expression. Right? Remember, we have an array with columns. We got the first column here, information from this array, right? We store it here. From this column, we have some information, and one of them is the name of the column. In base expression, it is stored the artist ID, artist name, right? Okay, so we assign it here. And once we have it, we just populate our array with the column name. And instead of this, which is hard-coded, we're going to use the value here. Okay, so this is it. We have our query populated. We're going to get here, so you have an idea, is artist ID. If we have to do this manually, right? The artist name. This is what we're going to get in our array for MongoDB. MongoDB in PHP needs this array to know what they have to insert. Right? Okay, we have it here now. So we are ready to we are ready to execute the insert for MongoDB, but to do that, I see that this method it's quite long, very long. I don't like that, so I would like to separate this and create a new one. To do that, we're going to store this in a temporary option, right? With some information. This is my idea. Just don't pay attention if you don't want to do this. what I do is just put in a single option all the stuff we have. The common, right? The table, right? And the query. That's it, just as simple as this. And I'm going to do the rest, the MongoDB stuff, in another method. Okay. After we execute this, we can return this. Don't confuse this. Okay, so we're going to execute MongoDB with this information, but we need to create this method. So we're going to create that method right now. Let's see, it's here. This is going to be a title. Why? Because we don't want people to access this from outside, right? Okay, so we call this here process insert. We pass the option here, and we're going to retrieve the information we have from this object, which is table, and the query for MongoDB. Okay, so we're going to open the table in MongoDB. How do we open the table? First, we get the reference to the collection, which is, I'm going to follow this. The collection, no, I'm going to create a collection here. So, I'm going to create a collection. This is the first time we are using it. It's a new Mongo collection, right? And this needs DB as parameter and a table. This DB, yes, it was first created here, right? And the table name is the table name we are using. So that's it. We are going to add some extra parameter to our query for MongoDB, right? Okay, the first thing we're going to create is an extra ID. MongoDB, once you create a record inside the table, a document, whatever you want to call it, he will create an ID, but we are going to create our own ID just to be able to return that ID. This, for PHP, will create a unique ID based on milliseconds and some other information. We're going to add this ID to our query. Right, so this is just online. And we are also going to create we're going to add for each row we are adding here. Remember, we are adding our first Michael Jackson record, this one, to artist ID and artist name. Along with Michael Jackson, we're going to create our unique ID here. Right, and it's going to be another column with the date and time, we create this record. So along with these two guys here, we are adding two more, date and time and a unique ID, right? Automatically, you don't have to send it here in your inserts. That's what we're going to do here. Okay, that's it. The final thing is we're going to use the collection we just created here to insert this information. All this is from MongoDB. The collection is the one we just created here, and the insert is a function inside this Mongo collection class. And we send as a parameter just the query. That's it. That's all you have to do. Do the insert, right? And then we're going to set the ID we just created as a result set. It's not a result set, it's the ID. We can do this in several ways, but this is the way I do it right just now. And we are also going to save, remember, we use this last query. I think we get it in front here, right? No, we're going to get the results set here, this getter. We forgot the last query here. We're going to do a getter for this. Our function get last query. I'm going to return this last query. Okay. Well, that's it. That's all you have to do to translate SQL statement to MongoDB statement. We're going to stop here and we're going to continue with the select and then with the test client. Okay.